In this episode, Auditor BP visits Links Lu in law with his camera and drone to film lawfully. Almost immediately, a worker storms out, demands he stop, and calls the police without a second thought. When officers arrive, one of them completely fumbles the encounter, attempting to pin an antisocial behavior.
Just make a little video on Botfree Group at the moment.
What for?
Oh, just for social media.
No, I don't want it done, thanks.
Oh, I'm doing it.
So, it's our company and I'm asking you not to do it.
Well, I can see it from the road, so...
Yeah, well, can you not film, please?
Well, I will, but I will...
Call the police for because you're not...
Call the police for someone with a camera?
Well, yeah, because you've done it them over there.
Yes. And I got my drone as well, so we'll be sending the drone over to get some drone footage, so...
You're not doing it?
If you're doing 911, not saying 999, 101, sorry. 999?
Yeah,
What are you going to report? A man with...
Please.
Oh, let me hear this. Man with a camera.
Please. It's harassment.
You've come out and harassed me, I'm not harassing you.
Hi there, and there's just on the industrial estate in Louth, and there's a strange chap walking around filming businesses and says he's sending drones up and taking footage and just, well, being pretty nosy.
The worker immediately calls the police on the auditor, branding him a strange chap for recording businesses. In reality, there's nothing suspicious about what he's doing. The auditor clearly explains his purpose and makes no attempt to hide anything. The worker goes on to complain that he's being nosy, but curiosity isn't a crime. Filming in public is entirely lawful, and simply taking an interest in a business does not warrant police involvement. This is yet another example of an uninformed individual wasting police time over a perfectly legal activity simply because they don't like it. Rather than handling the matter calmly or rationally, the worker escalates it immediately, exposing a complete lack of understanding of public rights. When police arrive, they put on a shocking display of authority, prioritizing emotion over...
Been called
Yep.
about somebody matching your description.
Absolutely, yeah, I'll give him the video. I'm stood there when he called. I think it's this one that called you, wasn't it?
So what's the crack? What's going on?
Just doing a bit of videoing today.
Sorry?
Just doing a bit of videoing today.
Okay, what's the purpose of the video?
My purpose, really.
No. What's the purpose of the video?
Sorry, no. My purpose, really. Thank you.
What is the purpose of the video?
Do I have to answer that question?
Well, yeah, because it
Well,
may be that you're breaking the law by if you
doing what? What law do you think I've broken?
Well, we'll start with GDPR rules.
Okay, that's nothing to do with the police, is it?
Is it not?
No. And it isn't anyway, because I'm public. I'm in public. I can film anything I can see in public, can't I?
Yeah, you can film in public.
Yeah.
But if you're overflying private premises and videoing stuff that's on there, then that becomes a little bit of an issue.
No, incorrect, officer. I'm sorry, you're incorrect.
During the exchange, the officer makes a ridiculous claim, insisting the auditor has broken the law under GDPR. The auditor immediately shuts this down, correctly pointing out that GDPR has nothing to do with law enforcement in this context. The General Data Protection Regulation governs how businesses and organizations process personal data. It does not apply to private individuals lawfully filming in public. Despite this being a basic legal distinction, many officers still fail to grasp it, repeatedly misusing GDPR as a catch-all excuse to challenge public photography. Instead of relying on actual law, the officer is...
So every aeroplane, hot air balloon, glider goes over, they're not allowed to video, is that what you're saying?
Well, aeroplanes won't be able to pick up as much detail as a drone overflying some specific premises.
Small aeroplanes.
What is the purpose behind? What interest do you have in filming?
It's fine. I like industrial estates, so I go to industrial estates making videos of companies I find interesting. Are you recording? It's flashing. There's a green light flashing.
Yes, it is.
Is that recording?
Flashing red, then I'll be recording.
Right, okay.
The green is not recording, so
Right,
what law
because
have I broken?
we don't know, you see, so we don't know that. So, but if you are not recording, that's fine. But you would have, one of your procedures you would have broke if you hadn't told me that.
Why is that?
Because you have to inform me. As well, you mentioned GDPR.
I can film anything I want in public. You've just come back.
No, not you. No, you're filming it as a company. You're an officer working for the law. You have to, by GDPR rules, you have to tell me. Like the sign on the gate there saying they're filming people.
This is a textbook example of poor policing, where officers abandon law enforcement and instead try to manage emotions despite no crime being committed. The auditor is lawfully filming in public, and whether anyone finds it annoying or uncomfortable is legally irrelevant. Police are not there to enforce feelings. Yet time and again, officers insert themselves into situations where no law is being broken simply because someone dislikes what's happening. This officer's response shows he has no lawful basis to intervene, so he defaults to policing him.
GDPR works that way. Do you not understand that GDPR works that way?
Okay. So, what are we going to do about you filming? Because it's clearly causing annoyance to people.
That's not my problem. I'm in a public area filming. I'm not annoying anybody. They're annoying me, to be honest. They're actually annoying me.
Called the police.
And they're annoying me. They come out and annoy me. He did. They annoyed me. I don't report them because I thought, well, just go back to work and leave me to it. So if you think I'm breaking any laws, then please quote the laws I'm breaking. Because I'm not breaking any law here.
Many companies behave as if their internal policies trump the law, insisting that filming their premises is illegal when it clearly isn't. Security guards, managers, and employees routinely throw around terms like GDPR, privacy laws, and company policy, despite having no legal authority to enforce them against members of the public. This behavior is about control, not legality. Instead of accepting that public photography is lawful, businesses escalate situations, threaten police involvement, and waste law enforcement resources to
You seem a bit annoyed and that you can't get me on anything. That's wrong, isn't it, surely?
It's not the fact that I can't get you on anything, it's just that if you are causing somebody enough annoyance and they're worried about people's private details being published on the internet and what have you, because there are certain things that are visible from up to your drone camera.
Yeah.
And they are rightly concerned that those will be published on the internet.
Absolutely, can be concerned. Put them inside. Because anybody, I can go on that public path and fly my drone. I could have done it secretly. I let them know what I'm doing.
Okay, but from their point of view,
yeah.
Can you see why it would cause an annoyance if you are entirely in the right and you are exercising your right as a person to do something that they don't want you to do?
Yeah.
And you refuse to stop when you've been asked, even though it's their premises that are affected by your actions.
Well, they said there, we're highly secret, blah, blah, blah. They're a fragrance company. I'm like, highly secret fragrances, really? You know, people really build themselves up to be bigger than they are, just to try to stop people exercising their God-given right, legal rights in this country. Legal rights in this country to video anything I can see from a public place.
What makes this even worse is that the auditor has to tell the officer to walk away, something that should never need to be said. A police officer has no reason to remain at a scene where no crime is taking place, lingering simply out of annoyance or discomfort. Rather than acting professionally and disengaging, the officer chooses to hang around, making it clear the issue isn't the law, but the auditor himself. This is a clear example of poor policing. Instead of upholding rights, the officer treats personal frustration as justification for continued involvement. That is not how professional law enforcement should operate, and it only reinforces the ongoing problem of police enforcing feelings instead of the law.
I can video anything I can see from public place.
Does it not then become an issue because you can't see it from a public place because your drone is going into a private place to take these images?
It's flying over in the airspace which is controlled by the Civil Aviation Authority, and I obey all the laws for flying my drone. Civil Aviation Authority, there's no restrictions flying in this area, on this estate, wherever, so I can fly my drone free will all over this place. I feel you're annoyed. I don't understand. You're not the feelings police. You've got to remember this. You're not the feelings police. You're here to feel.
I'm not the feelings police. I just find it incomprehensible that
But you're like him. It's not up to you to understand what I'm here to do. It's not up to you to understand that, is it? If I'm here and not breaking any law, then basically you need to just walk away and let them know he's not breaking any law. Leave him to it.
As the officer continues pushing a weak argument, perfect timing delivers the ultimate rebuttal. A plane passes overhead, and the auditor instantly capitalizes on the moment, pointing to the sky and asking, "Do they need permission to fly over someone's property?" The question shatters the officer's logic on the spot. Left with no answer, the officer is exposed by the obvious truth. Airspace isn't owned by private businesses. Just like aircraft, drones operating within legal height limits and airspace regulations don't require landowner permission to fly overhead. The moment highlights the
if a delivery is out in the yard waiting to be picked up and people's, their clients' details, addresses and what have you are on display.
Tell me this, officer. Do they have the right to tell me to stop videoing?
I think they've probably got the right to stop you from overflying their premises.
No, you're wrong.
Well,
you're wrong.
no,
You're incorrect.
I think they probably do.
I think you're incorrect.
If you look at the contracts when you buy a house, the property you own, and you also own the airspace above it. It doesn't stop at the roof of the house.
Maybe you do. That's all a bit grey, but...
So if you're overflying their property, then that does become a point where...
Right. Can you hear in the sky?
Sorry?
Can you hear in the sky? There's an airplane flying over.
Yes, there is.
So has he asked him if he can fly over his property? He's gone over his property.
If a company genuinely has private or confidential material, it's their responsibility to secure it properly, not leave it exposed and then blame a photographer or drone operator for recording what's visible from public space. Pointing this out, the auditor explains that his drone is flying at 30, 40, even 50 meters high, making it unrealistic to capture fine details like faces or sensitive documents. This line of argument exposes yet another failed attempt to police lawful activity while ignoring the business's own duty to protect its information. With no real legal footing, the officers fall back on hypotheticals and emotion-driven reasoning instead of dealing with what the law actually says.
Could have. See, what you're saying is a bit silly. I understand what you're saying. People kind of have this thing, they do own some of it.
Can your drone fly at 20,000
I think obviously if they don't want you flying over, like next to their businesses where there's information shown and things like that, I think they're polite, so politely have to stop. Obviously I appreciate you've said it's escalated. If they'd like you to stop, then just want to keep things,
Well, what about my thing? So what about me? I've come here to make videos and I want to make the video, so what about my thing? What about respect for me?
Just please not get any kind of private information involved in that.
Well, that's not on me though, that's on them. You can't, if they've left private information out.
If you do publish these videos online,
Yep.
can you make sure that the information is unreadable?
I'll do my best if I think it's confidential, but you can't see anything. I'm 30, 40, 50 metres up. I can't even make faces out, you know what I mean? And everybody goes mad about it. It's ridiculous.
When the auditor directly asks, "Do I have to?" the officer responds with a shocking statement. "It depends. If I feel you've been involved in antisocial behavior, then yes, you do." The key phrase here is, "if I feel." That alone is deeply troubling because the law is not built on feelings, it's built on facts and lawful grounds. While Section 50 of the Police Reform Act 2002 does allow officers to require a name and address if someone is engaged in antisocial behavior, it applies only where there is genuine evidence of such behavior, not an officer's personal...
What's your name, sir?
I don't get that information out, I'm sorry. Do I need to? Think carefully what you're going to say next. I know there's one answer to this and it begins with N.
So the answer begins with
N.
N for...
No. When I said, do I need to?
Well...
No, there's not a well, there's no buts to it. It's either a yes or a no.
It's open to interpretation. It depends, because if I feel that you've been involved in ASP, then yes you do.
ASP?
The Police Reform Act.
What's ASP?
Social behaviour.
Antisocial behaviour?
Yes.
This response lays bare how some officers misuse antisocial behavior laws as a tool to pressure people into compliance. Simply refusing to do what someone else wants is not antisocial behavior, it's exercising your rights. If that logic held up, any disagreement could be treated as a crime, which is patently absurd. Antisocial behavior legislation exists to address harassment, intimidation, and genuinely disruptive conduct, not to criminalize lawful activity just because someone finds it inconvenient or uncomfortable. The officer's attempt to bend the law into something subjective only highlights poor training and legal incompetence. Rather than safeguarding...
I think you'll be on a lawsuit against you. If you arrested me for antisocial behaviour, for a man with a camera, then I think you'll be into a...
Suggesting that having a...
I will take you to court. I will take you to court for that.
I'm suggesting, however, that you've been involved in an altercation, either one side or the other. And if I decide that that constitutes antisocial behaviour, then I can require you to provide me with your name and address details.
You can, if you think I've committed a crime. But do you think I've committed a crime?
If you've been involved in ASP.
No, if you think I've committed a crime, you can ask me.
If you've been involved in ASP, that's how it works.
If you think I've committed a crime, if you think, that's right, you're thinking I've been involved in ASB, which is a crime, isn't it? So if you think I've committed a crime...
isn't necessarily a crime, but one of the police powers that we have is to request the information from somebody who's been involved in ASB.
Right.
So you've been involved in an argument because you've refused to comply with somebody else's wishes. When, you know,
Feelings police again, we're back to the feelings police.
This response perfectly illustrates why officers sometimes ask for personal details even when no crime has occurred. Their real goal is often to gather information and build intelligence records on individuals without any legitimate reason. It's a common tactic. Officers present providing information as harmless, while in reality they're adding people to police databases without cause. If there's no legal basis to demand details, there's no reason to comply. By highlighting this, the auditor exposes how officers casually collect data on innocent people. This isn't about enforcing the law, it's about policing individuals.
it's not feelings police. You know that there has been a confrontation between you and somebody else,
Right.
okay?
Okay.
That to me is antisocial behaviour.
From his side, correct, yeah.
Okay, so
Go get their name and address and all
We'll
information.
be going over there in a minute.
It's not antisocial behaviour, it's
Would
rubbish.
you like just to provide your details? Obviously, you've said there's been a crime of public order because they've shouted and sworn at you. You don't want to make a complaint. Would you like to provide your details to go on the crime report?
At this time, no. If I get home and I feel that I do need to, when I watch the video back and I do feel that it was bad enough,
Can I
then
give you the instant number then? Just to
yes, please, absolutely give me the instant. Yeah,
If
definitely.
you'd like to provide your details.
Yep. So I'll let that down.
It is.
Right, but you won't be getting my name because if I did it anonymously. So if you're thinking that I'm going to do that, so get my name.
No. It's just obviously if you want to provide your details.
What's the date
Is
today?
there any particular reason you won't provide your details?
Yes, one massive one.
What's that?
I don't want to.
What would it gain by withholding your details?
What would it gain? Now, okay, right. So let me just reverse that back. So what it would gain for you if I provide my details, that goes straight.
Spoken to.
It goes, doesn't matter though, does it? It goes straight on your intel. You put this description, my name, all my details on your intel. I don't want to be on your intel.
You're
So,
doing nothing wrong. What's the harm?
no, you can't use that. No, I have.
That's a question. I'm not using it. I'm asking you a
Well,
question.
yeah. Well, you can't say if you're doing nothing wrong, why don't you give your name? That's just rubbish, isn't it? I don't have to give my name, do I? And I don't want to. It's as simple as that.
Fine, you don't want to. But what would be the harm?
I've just told you, it'll go on your intel. So it'll go against the incident, it'll go on your intel. I don't want to be on your systems, thank you. Exactly what I say about the recording.
Okay, so if you get into trouble, somebody beats you up for the things that you're doing, and you won't stop when they ask you to, you get beaten up, and then
Yep.
we come across you. How do we know who you are? It might help us.
Well, I think when you come, I'll give you my name then. What?
We don't know. You don't want to give it up.
Well, what if I got beaten up and I'm going to take them to court ready to or get you guys to do something about it? Then I
Anything
wouldn't.
else we can help with?
Not for me, no. I don't know if you want to speak to these guys,
We'll
but
have a chat with them over there, and obviously
Absolutely.
things as well.
yeah, no problem. Okay.
very much indeed
All right.
for your time.
Thank you. Cheers. It's a walk of shame.
The interaction finally ends, but not because the officer recognized his mistakes. It took another officer stepping in to put a stop to it, which alone says a lot about how poorly the situation was handled. Throughout the encounter, the officer showed a complete lack of understanding of the law, relying on personal feelings over facts and trying every tactic to pressure the auditor into compliance. From falsely citing GDPR, to fishing for personal details, to twisting antisocial behavior laws, it was clear the officer cared more about control than upholding legal rights. There was never any legitimate reason for police involvement. The auditor hadn't broken any laws, yet the officer tried to justify intervention by stretching legal definitions beyond recognition. Instead of respecting the right to film in public, they treated the auditor as a problem to manage, proving once again that too many officers act as if public photography is something they can dictate. This was one of the worst displays of policing I've seen. An officer who didn't know the law, refused to back down, and kept escalating when they should have walked away. The only reason it didn't go further was because a second officer intervened. Moments like this are exactly why filming the police is so important. Without a camera, encounters like this could go completely unchecked. That's it for today's video.